gone, as I've said 1,000 times. Their Navy is gone. Their Air Force is gone. Everything's gone, and they're negotiating on fumes.
West Asia is already on edge. A fragile ceasefire is on test as the United States and Iran trade fresh strikes for the second time in 3 days. The U.S. military conducted what it calls self-defense strikes in south of Iran, targeting a ground control station near Bandar Abbas, a port city near the Strait of Hormuz. The U.S. strikes drew a strong retaliation from Tehran as it targeted a U.S. military base soon after. These are the images released by Iran state TV, showing IRGC launched missiles it said targeted U.S. bases in the region. Iran's Supreme Leader Mojtaba Khamenei says U.S. and Israel seek to destabilize the country through their actions. In a written message, Iran's Supreme Leader said, quote, "The enemy's blind plan after the imposed war, the economic pressure, and the political and propaganda siege is to create division and disintegration in order to compensate for military defeats and bring the nation to its knees." The latest strikes, which also drew in Kuwait this time, marks the most serious clashes between Iran and the U.S. since the truce began in early April. The U.S. military says Kuwait had intercepted missiles launched by Iran, calling the Iranian attack on one of its U.S. top allies in the Persian Gulf an egregious ceasefire violation. Meanwhile, Kuwait condemned drone and missile attacks it blamed on Iran, calling it a dangerous escalation. U.S. forces struck a ground control station in the southern port area of Bandar Abbas. According to Iranian state TV broadcaster IRIB, the strikes prompted Iran to then target the American airbase that, according to Iran's guards, served as the source of the attack. Following the U.S. strikes on Iran that test a shaky ceasefire, Iran's foreign ministry says that the country will take all necessary measures to defend its national sovereignty. The ministry called the strikes violation of the truce, though the U.S. described them as purely defensive. The IRGC has also warned that any further U.S. attack would bring a more decisive response and that Washington would bear responsibility for its consequences. The recent U.S.-Iran crash underscores uncertainty surrounding the stuttering negotiations aimed at formally ending the conflict that began on February 28th with U.S.-Israel joint military strikes on Iran. U.S. President Donald Trump has signaled an agreement between the two sides is not close and that he would not be rushed to either international economic pressure or the political pressure of upcoming midterm elections here at home. The U.S. president has even threatened Oman if it sides with Iran over reopening the Strait of Hormuz.
International waters, nobody's going to control it. We're going to watch over it. We'll watch over it, but nobody's going to control it. That's part of the negotiation that we have. They would like to control it. Nobody's going to control it. It's international waters, and Oman will behave just like everybody else, so we'll have to blow them up. They understand that. They'll be fine.
President Trump also said that he does not think if U.S. should make a deal with Iran if Saudi Arabia and other Arab nations don't join the Abraham Accords, which is the U.S. brokered agreement from Trump's first term aimed to normalize relations with Israel. Iran's chokehold of the Strait of Hormuz, which remains largely shut, has roiled the energy markets globally, with prices rising for oil, natural gas, fertilizer, and other essential goods.